Hey pals, welcome to another episode of Gaming Mysteries. Now we're done with Majora's Mask, I'm gonna move over to our next game, which is Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 is a game for the Nintendo 64 and is probably also the most known game for the Nintendo 64. It is basically Mario going around in this castle. Peach is kidnapped by Bowser and you have to jump to different paintings, collect all the stars and beat Bowser and save Princess Peach. Now we've already covered the DS version and the Waluigi in Super Mario 64 DS rumor, and I just want to say right now that I'm gonna upload more of Waluigi later on. Don't worry, I will upload more of Waluigi since it's so popular. But anyways, what I'm gonna talk about today is the Luigi in Super Mario 64 rumor. This is a rumor very similar to the Waluigi in the DS version rumor. So we can say that this is like the origin of the Waluigi in Mario 64 DS rumor. This is like where it all started, this is where it began, in the original version. So the rumor is basically that it tells that Luigi is an unlockable character in Super Mario 64, a secret unlockable character. The rumors begin around this mysterious star statue that you can find in the backyard, in the backside of the castle, as you can see a picture of right here. Now, as you clearly can see, on the star statue there is a plaque. However, exactly what this plaque reads has been a big mystery throughout, the whole, we can say the whole life of Super Mario 64. You can see the text is very blurry, it's very pixelated, or it's very hard to tell. However, some people have done a lot of research, they have really worked extremely hard, and they come to the conclusion that at least the top line reads the following: L is real 2401. Now this is where everything began. This is where the whole mystery around Luigi began. This is where people started to believe that Luigi maybe was hidden inside the game somewhere. So after this, both theories and fake ways to unlock him and fake pictures and everything of this started to pop up around the internet and stuff. Of course we didn't have internet back in the days when, or at least we didn't have this good internet back when Mario 64 was released, but when people started to notice this, we had internet and pictures and theories and ideas and fake things started to pop up all around the internet. The plaque is also said to read Eternal Star instead of L is real 2401, and also some Japanese letters that people may think that reads, as you can see on the picture right here. Pictures of Luigi exist, but they are fake and they're also very easy to fake, especially since Super Mario 64 is such an easy game to mod. We have something called Tout Tool 64, that is a mod tool for Super Mario 64 where you basically can create your own levels, you can change levels, you can change textures, and I believe there exist other tools out there as well that can maybe enchant your possibilities even further. But Mario 64 is an extremely easy game to mod, so fake pictures is everywhere of Luigi. Now let's talk about some theories about what this plaque actually means. Now some people think that the statue actually reads Eternal Star, which also would be obvious since it is a star statue after all, and it reads Eternal Star because it has a star on top of it. But for the people that still think that it reads L is real 2401, there is a theory that is very likely actually and also makes sense. So the L is real, that is nearly likely that it means Luigi is real. But the 2401 number, however, is a mystery. But the original Paper Mario game that was released for the Nintendo 64, that game was released on February the 4th, 2001. Do you see the pattern here? February is the 4th month, it was released February the 4th, which then becomes 24, and it was released 2001, 2401, there we have it. And Luigi actually took part in that Paper Mario game, and Paper Mario was released after Super Mario 64, so it could be a little teaser that Luigi actually would make an appearance in Paper Mario that was released February the 4th, 2001. another crazy theory that a lot of people made videos of is that it says that Luigi is real 2401, that it means that you have to run around the star statue 2401 times, or that you have to collect exactly 2401 coins in total, and then go there and Luigi, bam, he will be unlocked. But of course these things are fake. I mean, running 2401 times around the statue? Nah, don't think so. However, there's one other theory that is very, 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 very scary, we can say. Very mysterious, and I don't know if this is just a coincidence or if Nintendo actually made this on purpose. In a game for Nintendo 64 called The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, that I've already talked a bit about in my Majora's Mask gaming mystery videos. But however, in that game, there's the dungeon called the Dongo's Cavern. That's one of the temples or dungeons in the game, like there is in every Zelda game. Inside that dungeon, on the top floor in that dungeon, the exact same star statue plaque is actually located. The same plaque that is on the star statue in Mario 64 is actually located in Ocarina of Time as well. If Nintendo was just being lazy and, just used the same texture because they didn't want to make another one, or if there's actually a connection here, that is unknown. But as you know, in Mario 64 you can read signs, you can click on them and a text box will appear and you can read them, but you cannot read the star statue. However, in Ocarina of Time, that plaque is actually a sign, so you can click on it and a text box will appear and you can read what it says. So, in Ocarina of Time, when you read that plaque, this is what it says. Giant Dead Dodongo. When it sees red, a new way to go will open. Now this is of course referring to one of the features inside that dungeon in Ocarina of Time. It is basically a big, statue or a big face made of stone that, will open its mouth and you can go inside when it sees red. So you have to drop a bomb inside each of his eyes. They will explode red and, a new way to go will open. He will open his mouth and you can enter. But then somebody found a connection similar to this in Mario 64. Let's take a look. Giant Dead Dodongo. What can that be? Well, in the castle courtyard in Mario 64, at the same, area or location as the star statue is located, there are boos flying around, boos ghosts in Mario. But there's one boo that's a little bigger than the others, and inside this boo there is an entrance to a level in Mario 64 called Big Boo's Haunt. So you have to kill this boo, and then he will drop like a little cage, and that will be the entrance to that level. So the boos, they turn transparent when Mario looks them in the eyes. So, you can't kill boos while you are looking at them in the eyes. You have to either attack them from behind or, attack them from above. So, do you see the connection here? The Big Boo has a new way inside of him. Big Boo, Giant Dead Dodongo. Giant Dead, a giant dead being. This can be referred to that Big Boo. He is a dead being. When he sees red, a new way to go will open. When he sees red, which can indicate Mario's colors of his cap and his shirt, when he sees red, a new way to go will open. He turns transparent, and you can see that cage inside of him. You can see a new way to go, which is the level to, the Big Boo's Hunt level in Mario 64. You see? When the Big Boo sees Mario, which is red, he will turn transparent, and a new way to go will open. This is a very, very cool connection. We have no idea if this is a coincidence or not, but it seems so. It all fits together so well, so I can't really think that this is just a coincidence. I think Nintendo made something here on purpose. Now this next thing is very interesting. We don't have much information or footage or pictures of the beta of Mario 64, but we have some pictures and some footage. The beta version looked, the castle was very different, and the HUD, the heads-up display was very different. The paintings was different. There was a lot of things that was changed and different and removed and added and stuff like that. There's one picture that is very mysterious. Now in that level I told you about, which is the Big Boo's Hunt, in the first star on that level you're gonna fight a big Boo. Now this Boo is like other Boos you fight in that game. When you look at him, he will turn transparent and you can see like through him, and you have to like attack him twice, and then he will die and you will get the star. Bam. But in the beta, however, there's a picture of this big Boo, and Mario looks at him so he turns transparent, and you can see that there's a little key inside of this Boo. Now this key is never featured in the original game. There are keys featured in the original game when you beat a Bowser. However, these keys are much bigger and they look a lot different. This key is a very small golden key that we've never seen before. Could this actually be a key to unlock Luigi? Could this be a key to open a secret door to him? Similar to the doors we have in the DS version? Could that be where they got the ID for the doors to unlock them in the DS version from? Could I get the ID for the DS, character feature in the DS version? Could I get that ID from the beta of the original game? Or could this key be to something entirely different? However, this key actually makes an appearance later on. However, not in the real game. But you remember the Toadstool 64 thing I told you about a bit earlier? That little mod tool? Well, on the left side you have, a box with all the items and every feature. You have cannons and, every single enemy in the game, and you have everything on the left side you can just drag and place wherever you want in any level. There's one item there that is called Small Key. And this key is actually the same key that was in the beta. It looks exactly the same, and we're 99.9% sure that it is the same key. However, when you try to place it on a level and you try to, walk over it and collect it, nothing happens. That's really it. You just walk right through it. You can't collect it, nothing happens, it just floats there like nothing. I'm not really sure if this key can only be placed in the castle courtyard area when you're using Toadstool, or if it actually can be placed in any level. But this really indicates that the key most likely was a removed feature or a planned feature, and it was like maybe a feature that was never finished. So they made the key, but they never made it for they never implemented any events to it. They never made any features to it. You can't collect it or anything. So this key was most likely a removed feature, but that we can actually see it inside Toadstool 64. That is amazingly cool. This shows that it still is in the files, the game files of Mario 64. Now finally, we're gonna look at one final thing, which also is very weird, which also indicates that Luigi may actually have been a removed feature. Now, the guys who made the Toadstool 64 mod thing that I told you about, I don't know if this is actually something they made on purpose, or if this was a coincidence. They didn't mean to make it, but it happened because Luigi actually was in the game. It's hard to explain, but let me tell you how this works. So in the Toadstool 64 mod, you can edit textures, as I told you, and in that texture screen, on that texture screen, you have all the textures, pictures of all the textures, and you can select one of them and you can export the picture and import a new one. And you also have, on the right side, you have a picture of an 8-bit Mario, and next to it you have a number, which is where you can change Mario's size. So if you actually select the L is real 2401 Plaque texture, you can edit that as well. That's pretty cool. If you select that picture and then go and edit Mario's size, and instead of typing in a number, you type in L is real 2401, you will actually see that 8-bit Mario turns green instead of red. And if you then save and then go and play, you will actually play as Luigi. Now, I have no idea if this is something like a a little Easter egg that the Toadstool 64 guys made into the mod. But the Luigi that you play as here is not just a normal Mario one that has changed the texture from red to green. This actually looks like Luigi. He's a lot taller than Mario, his head shape is different, his, you know, the whole shape of his body is different, his face is different, and as you can see a picture of here, this is how that Luigi looks. And you can see he looks very, very real compared to like this one. So my conclusion to all this, I believe that Luigi was a removed feature from Mario 64, but I don't really think that the star statue has anything to do with him. I'm not really sure if it reads Alice Real 2401, but if it did, I believe that it's either for the Big Boo and the Ocarina of Time thing, or that it is for the Paper Mario release. But I think that the removed key was a Luigi feature, that key would actually unlock Luigi. But I don't really think that the star statue has anything to do with Luigi. I think it was just, I don't think it was that much of a mystery. I think it just was, you know, a normal unlockable character that was removed, nothing more. That's really what I believe. But of course, I could be wrong, you could be right, you have your own theories. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I would really like if you could leave a like rating and a comment in the comment section below. Also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. Join me next time when I will actually go back to Waluigi in Super Mario 64 DS. Make a new video of Waluigi. I know how much you guys want it. You keep requesting me to make more Waluigi, and I know you love it. I know you like the Waluigi videos, so I promise that the next Gaming Mysteries video will be a Waluigi video, but it'll be a little different video. I won't say anything more than that, but I hope you're looking forward to it. So thank you so much for watching, you guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys next time.
Luigi.